welcome to Knit One
Heart 2, episode 89.
Yay! I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie. And if this is your first time coming, thank you for checking us out. And if you are a repeat viewer, thank you for tuning back in.
Yes, just want to make a reminder that we are having a holiday knit along, which is anything holiday themed, stockings, ornaments, anything that has a holiday pattern to it, snowmen, gnomes, anything like that. Not just something that's given as a gift for holidays.
No, it needs to have a theme. And I actually completed a project this week that fits in with our knit along. Right. Go me.
I know, considering what I don't think we hardly ever do.
We hardly ever do our own knit alongs.
Except for maybe socks. But that's about it. We also have a new knit along that we're doing.
And we're going to just start out this show by saying that I'm sure you've already heard it. It rocked the knitting community, but our friend Carrie Steinmetz, also known as Knitpurlgurl, passed away suddenly on Monday. And
we're all very sad.
It is. Sheila and I spent the afternoon with her at Rhinebeck. Carrie and I spent time together at Stitches East.
And we were planning on doing a meetup soon, but including Rhinebeck. She was going to be staying
We were going to be staying with her at Rhinebeck next year. We had plans for that. And we were going to be doing a meetup at my house because Carrie was coming over to try my spinning wheels because she was thinking about purchasing one and she was torn between whether she wanted a sidekick or a ladybug. So, I've been friends with her on the internet pretty much since we started podcasting. But more recently, we chatted with each other mostly by Twitter almost every day. And the day before she died, we were talking about the snowflakes that she was making for her family.
And if anyone is interested, they are collecting snowflakes.
Yes, you can go to the Friends of Knitpurlgurl group on Ravelry. There are a few things going on in her memory. The family, when asked if they needed anything, the family said that knitted or crocheted snowflake ornaments for the tree would be appreciated because during the last move, they lost the ones that Carrie had made before. And that's what she was trying to replace them. And the other thing that you can do is if you want to put a little money in the pocket of the family, you can buy Carrie's patterns on Ravelry or gift them to a friend. The proceeds of her pattern sales will go directly to her PayPal account. You could also send donations directly to her PayPal account. I know her husband has said that people who want to make a donation should do it that way because it's already in place. The other thing that people are doing is doing a knit along in her memory. And you can get more information at that and the Knitpurlgurl, Friends of Knitpurlgurl Ravelry group. And we're also combining our group. Anybody in there who wants to knit along, do any pattern that Carrie designed. Doesn't have to be a paid pattern. It can be a free pattern. Just as a group honoring her. And I am personally going to donate 2 prizes for the people because the outpouring of kindness that people have shown towards Carrie's family and in her honor this week just really makes me feel good, and I feel like I want to give a little of that back to 2 of the people who do knit one of her patterns. So all the information about Knitpurlgurl is in her group. You should definitely check that out. There, I think Dawn of Knitting Wolf, Dawn of Wolf Farms, had started a knit along there. I know that Diane from Knittables is doing a knit along in her group. We're doing it. I consider it all one giant knit along, really. If you're, post pictures of your finished project in our group. And Carrie was a wonderful person, and she's really going to be missed.
So we send our thoughts and prayers to her husband and her children.
And her family and friends in the Midwest where she will be buried. I'm really sorry. She was wonderful and a good friend. So, Carrie, here's to you. We have 1,086 members on the Ravelry group this week, which is nice. And it's your week to go first.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, right. Well, I actually have 2 things on the needles. I have yet to pick up the slippers for my brother. I'll have to wait. I'm just not in the mood for slippers. So I made a little bit more progress on my sock, not much.
I really love that yarn.
That came out.
That is so
really
pretty.
colors. Yeah, it's a little more vibrant in the screenshot, but it's pretty.
I like it.
And this is Blue Moon Fiber Arts Rare Gems that Diane from Knitpurlgurl gave me last year. It's a sock that rocks medium weight. And I wound this cake 3 times, and my ball wonder must be going because it sucks.
Abby Frankemont told me the plastic gears in those ones, they wear out.
It's lasted me a while. So
yeah, no,
complain.
They last. You know, the best ones are the ones that don't have plastic gears.
I like it. It's just going to be, tag along knittle project. It will probably stay in my car as.
And what's the sock pattern? Are you just doing?
Right now, it's just a generic toe up. What will probably happen, because it seems to be my go-to toe up lately, is the Yarnissima's Spiceman socks.
Oh yeah, that's
those
a good
fit really well, and it's a slip stitch heel, and I really like the look to it. And
cool.
Yeah, so I think I'll stick with that. So that's one project, and that's on 1.5 needles. Probably got about 8 to 9 inches, 9 stitches per the inch, roughly. I'm a tight knitter. And I just cast on literally, while talking to Wendy before we started podcasting, a hat. My brother, Tommy, is from Arizona. He's here for the winter, and he requested, I asked him what kind of hat he wanted, because he likes hats. He wears a cap, the skull caps that most men wear. But I wasn't sure, so he just said, just give me a plain old cap and stripes. I made him a stripe hat. So I picked out a ton of scrap yarn, not a ton, just some blue scrap yarn. I'm going to just do stripes of blue.
He will like that.
Yeah, I think he will. So just various wools. He'll have to wash it in cold water. That's all I got so far. Yeah, that's all I have so far. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm just a little upset.
Do you want to pause?
No, I'm okay. I don't know why talking about giving something to your brother just made me cry.
Oh, sorry.
Don't apologize. Is it my turn?
It is. That's all I have on the needles.
Okay, I have a ton of stuff on the needles now, so it's kind of out of control. I did work on Little Batty this week, finally. You can see I'm in a partial middle of the row. You can see how the lace, I'm trying to get it to show against it. It's really hard to see the colors of this. You can see it a little bit. It's got purple and blue, and it's just really pretty. Yeah, so I work on this. It's in Blue Moon Fiber Art Socks that Rock Lightweight, the Rookie colorway on US 6 4mm needles. And I am finishing one. I did another repeat. I still have some yarn left. I really need to sit down and do the math to figure out how much yardage I'm using on each row.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm lazy. But I still have this left, so I need to use more of that up before I start.
But you're increasing as you go, right?
I am,
so
but there's a formula that you can, math.
I was just saying, because you'd be using more yardage per row.
Yeah, every row you use a little bit more.
Right.
And but you can kind of estimate how much you're going to use, and then I could weigh what I have left and figure out approximately how many rows I can do before I do the end. So anyway, that is in my geisha bag. My favorite. Well, I don't know. This is close second to my gnome bag, which is my new favorite. Somebody at the school where you did the blood work
made a comment
about this bag. It was when I was in the wrong building. This lady came to me and said, "I love your bag." So there it is. So there's that. Throw that in the bag. That's Little Batty. Shetland Triangle. I need to pull the book out, and that's good anyway. Yeah. I need it anyway. And copy the pattern again, because I cannot remember what I'm supposed to do on one of the rows, and it's been holding me off, so I haven't worked on it at all. Shetland Triangle by Evelyn Clark in Great Adirondack Lolita in the antique colorway. That smells good. US 7 4.5mm needle. 7 is a little bit bigger than they recommend in the pattern, but it's the only one I had free at the time. And hopefully once I am bothered to get that book out, I'll finish it up.
I'll bother you today. How about that?
Yeah, remind me afterwards. We're going to get the book out. I'm going to make another copy of the pattern. I'm going to put it in the bag so I don't lose it again. I did a little bit of work on my aquaphobia socks. I did not get to filming because, for reasons that I'll talk about later, this week was kind of a sucky week so far. For more than one reason. These are the aquaphobia socks. And this is basically Eye of Partridge done on the top of the foot. I think it's so pretty.
It is pretty.
But I am ready to start the heel. So I need to get to doing that.
Is there like a one-stitch cable on the edge? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Or is that something?
Well, I did a twisted cable. I think hers is a regular cable, but I had just come off of knitting that sock with all the twisted stitches, and when I started doing the cable, I twisted it, and then I was like, I got to keep doing it. And that is in my Jessalou bag. And I just talked to Jessalou on Tuesday night, so hey, Jess. If your internet's working and you actually see this, how?
Oh, that's right. I missed Jessalou.
She came in right after you left.
Yeah.
So
I had
that's
to study for an exam.
I know, and you did really well, so that was good.
So it was worth it.
That was Aquaphobia Socks by Crystal Flanagan in Into the World sock in the Muse colorway, and it is a colorway dyed to pool. It's a pooling yarn, and hopefully things will go a little bit smoother this weekend and less crazy, although who knows, it's the holidays, and I will be able to sit down in a quiet house and film the short row heel tutorial. The next thing that I have on the needles, it's still on the needles, but it doesn't look like it. I have to put the button bands on it. The Skipper D sweater is done.
Looks good.
I love it. I still have a skein and a half of yarn left.
Oh, good.
It's just pitch black on there.
I know. Here, let me get out of the way and you can hold it up to the...
There you go. You can see it better. Oh, there you go. It's not that green. It's more blue, but you can see the cabling.
You can see the details on it.
It's gorgeous. The sleeve has detailing on it. I love it. I tried it on. It fits beautifully. It'll fit a little bit better when I put the button bands on and the edges, and look how much the edge is curling. Yeah. So it doesn't fit. It curls a lot more down here. This is keeping the edge stiffer up here. So at first I was like, oh no, it's not fitting. But then I realized there's like 2 inches.
2 inches missing on each side.
Yeah. But it does. It fits beautifully. I'm really happy with it. This is Skipper D Sweater by Julia Farwell Clay. And I did it in the Spinner's Hill Blue General Wool blend that I hand spun myself. And all that needs to be done, I finished the neckband this morning, so I will be knitting the button bands on, sewing buttons on, and blocking it. So next week I'm going to wear it on the show because it'll be done. And I am so crazy proud that I spun and knit an entire sweater like some kind of weird pioneer woman. Yes.
You'd be more of a pioneer woman if you sheared and clean your own wool.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
I do.
Have you seen that Walmart commercial where that lady goes, I won? That's how I feel.
Not.
I won. Yeah. So that's the Skipper D sweater. And that, I believe, is all I have on the needles right now.
Okay.
So rate your date.
I got nothing. I don't. I have
got nothing to rate. Wendy is gonna be back. You got nothing to rate, 'cause you ain't been nothing but bad. All right.
I haven't been bad. I've been busy.
You've been busy. So the first thing I have to rate is the Spiral Cowl by Carrie McKiernan out of Spinning Fates Vesta.
That.
I love it. It'll be a little bit taller when it's blocked. I haven't blocked it yet. I like how it spirals. It reminds me of a candy cane. It was a really easy pattern to do. It's a nice tall cowl, and there will be a button on it that you fold the bottom over, and you just attach it. You just put a little button to attach it so that it can tighten it up around your neck. I ordered a little gnome button from Etsy, and I haven't gotten it yet. But when I do...
I was thinking that with this. That might be what that ends up becoming.
Yeah. It's pretty. This is Spinning Fates yarn, Vesta base in the I'll Be Gnome for Christmas colorway, which came with my gnome bag from Lois Knitting's My Bag's latest club. And I had about this much, I had very little left over. I kept knitting until, I can't get the ball out, where is the end? I just showed it to Sheila, it's in here.
Yeah, and you need to make a little ornament, the one that I told you. It would be
Yeah.
a little gnome.
I should make a little gnome ornament out of it. Well, where the heck is the ball?
Did you put it back in your bag?
I don't know, maybe I didn't. Oh, wait.
Oh, Jesus.
It's on the floor. Follow the trail. The trail of yarn. I only had this much left. So, yeah, I can
That's
make a
plenty
little
enough for a little pork and ease.
Make a little gnome ornament.
Yeah. Hang it on your tree.
And it will remind me of Lois.
Yep.
My hair's all crazy now because I
keep saying I'm going to do that for the teachers. I should probably am working tonight.
So, yeah, that was fun. The kit also came with a really cute pattern by Tammy Eastburn, the proverbial knitter, for fingerless mitts. I showed it last week. Oops, that wasn't helpful at all.
Yeah, a little bit better.
There we go. I didn't make it because I already have an abundance of fingerless mitts, but it looks like a very nice pattern that I will gift to somebody later. I mean, I will make it as a gift to somebody.
Can I just kind of interrupt?
Yeah.
Remember all those fingerless mitts I made for my bus driver?
Yeah.
She's been wearing them.
Well, good.
I've seen her wear them. It makes me feel better to see that she's actually...
I'm sure she really appreciates them.
I'm thinking of doing two quick pairs for a couple of classmates of mine.
I think that's a nice idea.
Red ones.
Ooh, yeah. Put a white cross on them. So that's the one thing. The second thing on the needles, went on the needles and came off or the second FO. This is an elf hat by Renee Hanlon. And it is knit out of Red Heart Soft. I want you to feel this.
Yeah, this is not
your mother's Red Heart. It is
no.
nice. I was laughing with Melissa.
Do you have the information or?
No, it's acrylic. It's 100% acrylic.
Really?
It does not feel like acrylic.
Sorry, I'm holding the bell.
Yeah, I know because it's really loud.
Deal with it anyway.
Melissa fears the acrylic, and you people know that I have sensory issues when it comes to the way yarn feels. Did I just shock you? Anyway, my family has a tradition. My mother made my daughter and I Christmas tree shape hats when my daughter was really little. And
we wore them on our podcast last year.
And we will be wearing funny hats again this year because Carrie asked us all to do that, and I said we would before she died. So you'll probably have an episode where we're wearing funny hats. Christmas-themed funny hats. My son has a Santa hat. I bought him a big Santa hat. And so every year when we go to get our Christmas tree or when we go see the zoo lights at the Stone Zoo or anything like that, we all wear our funny hats, except my husband who doesn't have one. And he's kind of a Grinch about Christmas. Christmas is not his favorite holiday. He feels like it's too commercial. And, I get that. I don't push him to be really participatory. But he came up to me after we got the tree this year and said, "How come I don't have a Christmas hat?" And I said, "Do you want a Christmas hat?" And he said, "Yeah." So we went on and we found this one. And it's knit doubled so that it can stay up. That looks so creepy. But you could also wear it, bent over. Quick knit, well-written pattern. Loved it. And this yarn, this is my new go-to acrylic yarn. If I have to use acrylic, I love it. It feels cottony. It does not feel like acrylic.
And you still don't even like cotton.
But it doesn't feel like cotton.
It doesn't feel like cotton, but it definitely doesn't feel like acrylic. It does not
feel like acrylic. I couldn't believe it. It was the only one that had the right colors for the hat, and I was like, I'm just going to suck it up because my husband never asks me to make him anything. And when I touched it, I was like, hey, this isn't that bad.
Did you use the whole yarn?
No, I still have two half skeins of it, so I can make another one.
You should make another one.
I might make another one.
Jack has a matching one.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
That way, you and Lily have matching, and Jack and
that's what I was thinking
have.
I would do. Whoops, I have another bell because they came in a package of 2.
Yeah.
So So anyway, that is the elf hat by Rainey Hanlon. I can highly recommend it. It's a free pattern, so if you want to make a cute hat for your kid or for your hubby or for yourself, that would be a good go-to. So that's all I have for Rate Your Date. Whirlwind Romance. I know you
I don't
got
have anything.
it.
The poor spindle hasn't seen the light of day in a year.
You guys have probably already figured this out, but I have obviously spun the entire 2 pounds of yarn. This is this skein that I have left, and then I have another short skein and this part of it. So it's about a skein and a half of yarn left. So maybe like, I don't know, 400 yards. Yeah, that's completely done. And my next thing on the wheel is going to be, and I talked with Rachel from Diabolical this week to remind me what the name of it is because I always say it wrong. Flower Shop Inferno is the colorway.
Oh.
I always call it Atomic Flower Pot. I don't know why. I think Atomic Flower Pot's really cool, but that is not the colorway name.
Flower Shop Inferno.
Flower Shop Inferno. Somehow that morphed into my mind into Atomic Flower Pot. I am going to put that on the wheel this week and start spinning for my next hand-spun sweater because it's like potato chips. Once you do one, you really want to do another one. I loved every second of knitting with my own yarn because it makes me feel really, I don't know, accomplished. Like, whoa, I won! That's what it makes me feel like. So, there you go. That's it for Whirlwind Romance. Future dates.
So, along with the knit along, I am actually going to be doing the Knitpurlgurl knit along. I test knitted her crosswords at the coffee shop for her, and I did it in a worsted weight. I think it was Araucania, the pink one that I did.
Yeah.
I gave it to somebody. You know me, I always give it away.
Yes, I know you do.
So this time I'm going to do it in fingering weight on size 6 because size 6 usually works really well with fingering. And I'm going to do it out of my Gypsy Girl Creations, the Mountain Home colorway. It's got some really nice pops of blue. This is a gradient yarn, and I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. I have 2 of
I
them.
think it's going to be fascinating.
So I'm going to do that. And in case, can I borrow your pattern?
Yeah.
Because I have my pattern on my iPod pad, and that's how I do it. I'm not going to give anything away. Because this is what it looks like.
It's really pretty.
And I think mine will turn out to be something like this. It's a little thin on the knit portion of it, but more, because you start, I believe, with the open work.
I think so.
I think so.
I think that's how you, I don't know, I didn't look at the pattern. But
which works out well, because what I'll do is I'll do the open work and then just knit until I'm done.
Yeah, good idea.
So that's going to be what I'm going to cast on. And Wendy, when we were talking about knitting the gnomes, Christmas is coming, so I think what I might do tonight is punch out a couple. I got to figure out how many ornaments to punch out. I can probably just punch out a couple for the teachers.
Yeah, I would.
And hopefully my knitting will pick up a little because I finished one of my courses. I still have 2 more, but they're fairly easy. Well, no, I take that back. One is fairly easy, but they're less time consuming is probably a better way of saying it. So.
Is that it for you?
So far, yeah. I gotta, I still want to do slippers, but until I can actually.
Yeah, until you have more time.
Well, I started them, but I don't want to use the yarn that I was using. I want double strands of worsted wool. So I gotta go through my stash, see if I have enough of one colorway to do that. And if not, then I have a couple of coupons waiting at home. Michael's and AC Moore always have the 50% off sale this time of year.
Yeah, they do. Because I just got
or an extra 25%
Joanne
off.
Is having
yeah,
too.
that's what's sitting on my microwave right now is that big long coupon of Joann's for various days.
Because I just got slipping into my future dates. I told you last week I was going to do a shawl. I think it's going to be Shipwreck Shawl
That's
by
right,
Knitting Harpy from Knitty. I'm going to use Lace Weight from Spirit Shell Fiberworks. I'll show you. It is the Ancient Stones colorway. And it's really subtle shades of blue and green and a little purpley. Yeah. And I special ordered beads for this at my local bead shop. Yes, I went to my local bead store because I needed to see how they looked.
No, I agree.
On the yarn. And she doesn't sell them. She buys them in bulk and she packages them in little containers. And she didn't have enough because I need 5,000. So I ordered them from her, and she's going to call me when they come in. I also bought a bead spinner from Joanne because I think I am going to try, even though I am not excited about it, I'm going to try the stringing method and slipping them on because I just think it will look prettier
so much
that
better
way.
on the finished work.
I just think it will look prettier that way. I've knit with strung beads before, and it was a total nightmare, but I did not have a bead spinner, so maybe that part of it will be better. I don't know. But I got it at Joanne, and it was a $25 item, and I got it for 50% off. So
nice.
They're having a good sale. Also, they have gift bags. Like, we give holiday stuff, holiday baked goods to my husband's colleagues, and I like to buy those. They're like brown paper handled gift bags. They have them for like 35 cents a piece.
Oh, nice.
So, Joanne Fabric, if you can get there.
I tend to buy white, and I let Zachary and Max decorate them.
Yeah, I usually buy ones with the pattern on it. But
this year, with Max, just a sidestep, he's into middle school now, and I'm not doing Christmas gifts. I don't think you do Christmas things for teachers in middle school.
I'm like a bad mom. I only do Christmas gifts if the class mom organizes it, and I'll throw some money in. Or if I feel like they've done something really special, I'll get a gift card to Dunkin' Donuts or something. But I'm not. I could this year now that I don't have 8 million people in my family to buy for. I have way fewer people to buy for this year.
You must have something in your stash of gifts that you could probably give the teachers. You only have 2 teachers, right?
Yeah, neither one of them is really, one of them is a guy.
Oh.
And they don't really have a lot in the stash that would work for him. And the other teacher, as nice as she is not knit worthy. So.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. My other future date is Crosswords at the coffee shop. I'm going to be doing this as a part of our Knitpurlgurl knit-along. And I am going to do it in some stash yarn. This is Cascade Pistaza, and it was gifted to me by AKA Millie, who is Emily from Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a nice little surprise treat that she sent me when she gave me the book that she printed for me.
That's right.
The ebook that she printed for me. It is 50% llama and 50% wool, so I think it'll be very warm. And it's not going to be right next to the skin, because I think this would... It's pretty soft, but it'll be on the outside. And I think that my way of honoring Carrie with this is I'm going to donate it to one of the local homes for the elderly. I think it's kind of like a random act of pattern, only
random act of kindness
outside of the knitting community to somebody. Because I know that my mom tries to donate shawls, and I've made them before, and it's a nice thing to do, and it will make me feel like I'm kind of passing on the things that Carrie thought were important. So let somebody else who doesn't knit or doesn't knit anymore enjoy something warm, like
Absolutely,
a hug.
yeah.
So, that's my other future date, and I'm going to cast that on probably today. I was going to cast it on before this show started, but my printer had an issue, so that sucked my time up this morning. So, Crushes and Heartbreaks.
Crushes and Heartbreaks is, as I said, I'm finished with one of my classes. Let's see. Well, with the written portion of it, I did my final on Wednesday. Got a, what did I say I got?
95.
95, which I was really excited. We do the final lab on Monday, which I'll have to go over my information to make sure I do my proper procedure.
And what happened on Monday?
This past Monday, I had a visitor, and if anyone's on Instagram, they saw that.
I'm going to do a little photo montage right now that shows you Sheila giving me the blood work. Yeah, it was funny.
It was funny. She said she was threatening to scream one day today. I said I would have killed you. Probably literally, because I would have jumped with the needle and
I know. I really wouldn't have done that. But I'm so evil. I couldn't help it. It was. She did a really good job. I got a little bit of a bruise on my hand.
Oh yeah.
You can see it. And I would. And my arm. She gave me one. I have to say, pain-wise, it was one of the best sticks I ever had.
Meaning not painful.
Not painful. And I only got a little bruise.
Wow. And that's Wendy for you, because in
I
all my
bruise.
other sticks that I've done, I've never gotten.
I told her
given
it was
bruise.
gonna bruise. I bruise if you grab my arm too tight. I bruise really
I think it's
easily.
a medication issue, because Zachary used to do that too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I always have, and that's actually a very small bruise for me. The average bruise after a blood draw is the size of a silver dollar.
Wow.
This, and if I get a shot, it's like this. I get a giant bruise. So I was impressed though that the hand stick was a little painful.
Yeah,
And it didn't
painful.
help that Sheila was saying, don't look!
But because when you do a hand stick, you use a butterfly. It's the small one with the wings. And once you put it in, you let it go, and it kind of moves.
Around.
It moves around. But
she's like, don't look!
The hand stick was pretty bad. In the sense of...
it only hurt for the first second.
Yeah, they hurt because you have a lot of nerves close to your hand.
And I have very thin skin on my
And
hands.
I had a classmate do it, and she wasn't listening to what I was telling her to do because she doesn't pay attention. And it hurt like a son of a gun.
Mine didn't hurt like a son of a gun, but
mine hurt because she wasn't doing it right.
It burned when she put it in. When she stuck me in the arm, I barely felt it. It was like... right in. It was very good. Very good.
I have to say, my instructor's been very encouraging, because I told you guys what I've been dealing with. Well, I haven't dealt with that in a few weeks.
Yeah.
But he's been very encouraging. He goes, "You're going to get over it. Don't worry about it." And he has. He's been very encouraging. He's a really nice...
Because she dropped something on the floor when she was sticking me. He's like, just get another one and act like you're just going with it. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Only he said it in his accent.
Yeah, he's Haitian.
Haitian? Yeah, he has an accent.
He's got a bit of an accent. He's funny.
But it was super fun. I didn't mind doing it.
Another crush is Zachary is able to get rid of one of his medications. It's been over 2 years since his transplant, and he's on a medication called Mepron. And if anyone has ever seen that, it's only liquid form, and it is bright yellow. It is acrylic, vibrant yellow paint. Thick. I mean, it's thick as paint, too, you know. So he was able to get rid of that, which is good, because in all honesty, we haven't really been giving it to him, because I know what it's for, and I knew that we could be getting rid of it. And he's also down to 1 milligram of prednisone.
And his hands and feet look good. His arthritis areas look good.
So
I noticed the other day they look pretty good.
I think next week we have 1 more week for 1 milligram, and then the week after that we start weaning him, where every other day it's going to be no pills. Wow. And then hopefully in about 3 weeks
he'll be going prednisone commando.
He has complained of some leg pain, but I think it's more growing pains.
Yeah.
Because he's complaining of his calves, and I'm like, yeah, I think that's growing pains.
Yeah.
Obviously, my heartbreak is the loss of a very close friend in the knitting community, and we will miss her very much. Carrie Steinmetz. Knitpurlgurl.
Yeah.
Other than that, there really isn't much more to say to that.
Yeah.
For me,
I had a bad week. I found out about Carrie on Monday evening, and that was hard on me, because we had gotten very close in the last few months, and she was a really nice lady. She has a child the same age as one of ours, and an older child, and you know,
it's tough to lose a mom.
And it's tough to lose somebody out of the blue like that. It was unexpected. I think they've said on her Ravelry group that she suffered from seizure disorder, which I knew about. And she had a grand mal seizure, and it killed her. Yeah.
I read somewhere that it was probably based on her seizure, but I wasn't exactly sure.
That's what they think. That's what they've determined probably happened. So, you know, that was tough. It just makes you realize that the people that you like can suddenly disappear, and that I think that's hard for everybody.
In the blink of an eye. I mean,
in the blink of an eye.
She looked like she was a healthy person, which I'm sure she,
other than her seizure disorder, I think she was.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I had just talked with her on Sunday, so that made it even more shocking to me. I mean, that was very hard. And it was made a million times worse, and this is where I'm going to try not to, lose it. It made it even worse that we had my dog put down on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. My dog, Skipperty, we adopted him 3 years ago, and about a year after we got him, he started to become fear aggressive. and he bit someone. He got reported to the dog officer. We tried behavior modification, private training, drugs. 2 years we tried to fix it, and he was just getting worse. And we've known for the past month that we had to deal with this. And it was really hard to find out about Carrie the night before we were going in. It was already a tough night. But the day was really hard. When we brought him in, it was not the vet that we had talked with about putting him down. It was another vet in the practice. And I knew we were getting a different vet because we were going to have to wait longer to get her. And I was like, I just want to get it over with. And I couldn't do it on Monday because I had already planned to come to Sheila's thing. So I wanted to get it done on Tuesday. And he started asking us questions. Have you tried everything? Are you sure? And in my perception, I felt like he was judging me for putting the dog down. And I already feel so guilty about it that it made it even worse. My husband says that he thought the guy was just making sure we had made the final decision. I don't know. I heard it differently. And they also tried to upsell us a little bit on the funeral arrangements. There are different levels of disposal that you can do with an animal. You can have it group cremated. You can have it privately cremated and have the ashes returned to you in a can. You can have it privately cremated and the ashes returned to you in an elaborate urn. You can have it buried in a pet cemetery, with a stone. And, it really upset me that they were trying to upsell us on some of this stuff. And again, my perception of it was that they were like, are you sure you want to just do this? A lot of people like to have the ashes, whatever. It bothered me that happened while we were upset. They did it. I love my vet. I'm not criticizing my vet at all. The last time they did this after we had the animal put down, and it was worse because we were like, oh. This time they talked to us about it before anything happened, so that we weren't quite in the crazy stage. But it made me upset that people will try to they're there to make money. They will try to take advantage of you a little bit when you're grieving. It's easy to get people to spend more when they're upset. So my husband didn't have exactly the same thing, but we put him on the table and they put him down and I held him. We both held him. Jim and I both held him while he went to sleep and told him he was loved. And they made this for us. This is a paw print, Skipper D's paw print.
Oh, all right. It says Skipper D on it.
Yeah, they stamped the word Skipper D on it, and they pressed his paw, and we baked it. And they do this for all of their people that want one free of charge, which I thought was really sweet. And so we have that to remember him by. And it was just a really bad day. And then somebody hurt my feelings on the internet that evening. And I learned the hard way that what my husband says is true. When somebody's hurting you on the internet or they're wrong on the internet, get off the internet. Just don't. You can't change it. People are going to think what they're going to think of you. They're going to say what they're going to say of you. And the only thing that I have really forcibly learned is if you see something posted on the internet by somebody you don't know, don't assume it's about you.
Oh, God, yeah.
And think before you say something nasty because you don't know what that person might be going through. And I was having a really bad day, and, honestly, that just ramped it up to 11.
Well, it goes back to the old saying, if you wouldn't say that same exact thing to somebody in person, then you shouldn't say it online.
Yeah.
Because most likely that person wouldn't have said that to you in person.
Probably not. And it just really bothered me, too, that if the person who made the comment knew anything about what my week had been like, they never would have said it to begin. I would hope they never would have said it to begin with. Yeah. So it was upsetting to me, but it's over. My crushes, all my internet friends, we've had so much positivity this week, outpouring for Carrie, and personal outpouring for me. I know that the loss of a pet is not as big as the loss of a person, but for my family, it's a big loss, and it's very real. And honestly, it was a little hard to have it compete with this big internet thing because it made it hard for me to talk about it to the people that I normally would talk about, I mean, you obviously can, but some of my friends on the internet, because I didn't want them to think I was petty.
Right.
Feeling bad about a dog when somebody lost their wife and their mother and their best friend. So, but there were a lot of internet friends out there who were just great, and I really appreciate the phone calls, the messages, the chats on BKN, just everything that everyone did to make me feel better. We loved Skip. He was a good dog, and I hope that we see him again someday. Oh, note to people out there, if you do not like sad pet death stories, do not watch this week's episode of Flipping Out. I recorded it on Tuesday night. I did not watch it. I watched it last night, cried for an hour.
What's Flipping Out?
That's with Jeffrey Lewis. It's on Bravo TV, and he's a designer, and there's a sad pet story in it. And I was like, oh, if I'd had any idea, I never would have watched it. Like, I cried. I was like heaving sobs. I'm okay now.
But it could have been cathartic for you.
Maybe. I feel a lot better now. Like, I got through this without breaking down. So clearly I'm getting over it. It's been tough. The house is very quiet without my dog. Very quiet. As you can see, we've removed all traces of him.
I don't mean to say anything, and I don't mean to make light of this at all.
No, I know.
But it felt a little safe coming into the house.
And it felt a relief to me that I don't have to worry about it. That's the other thing that's been making me feel bad. I feel a planet of guilt on my shoulders, because it's kind of like if you were the parent. I mean, this is a really bad analogy, but so you understand what I mean. If you were a parent and you found out that your kid was like a career criminal or a killer or something, you feel like it's a reflection on you.
Yes.
And it's horrible because you love them, but you really don't like what they're doing at all.
It is. No, I understand what you're saying, because even if your kid does something as minute as stealing, it still feels like a reflection of you.
It feels like a reflection of you. So I feel guilty that he was, even though I've been told it had nothing to do with the way that we raised him. It bothers me.
Well, yeah, he was from a shelter. You don't know his past history.
I'm feeling the guilt. And when I got out of after we got out of the vet's office and went to the car, I broke down in the parking lot, sobbing and saying to my husband, I'm sorry, because I feel personally responsible for this dog's death. I know that I shouldn't, but I do. But at the same time, competing with that is this huge sense of relief that I don't have to worry about him biting people. He bit Sheila.
Yeah.
He didn't break her skin, but he bit her.
Enough to say ow.
Yeah, he bit her. I mean, he's bit like 5 people. Never broke anybody's skin, but it was like
you can't take
a
that
time
chance.
bomb.
You can't take that chance.
So there is a huge sense of like, we're having people over for play dates today, and I don't have to worry about whether the dog's locked up.
Right.
And I was saying to my husband, if we get another dog that's normal, how nice will it be? People can come over and we don't have to worry about the dog attacking them. Like, How nice will that be? So, yeah, it's been a tough week, but I'm getting through it. The kids are okay. We're getting a new kitten this weekend. Kind of take the focus off the dog.
Where are you getting it from?
We're going to go to the shelter. We haven't had
they have any kittens?
They always have kittens. Oh. And if they don't, we'll go to get one on another shelter, but I'm not going to worry about it. So that's it for my crushes and heartbreaks.
Baubles and bling. I have been given several patterns over this week, and I completely forgot about them. Let me go through yours and see if I have the same ones. No. Yeah.
Kimberly give you that?
Yeah. That's all. The only one that we both got was from Kimberly Gintar, and this is her new pattern called Thistles, which is absolutely gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
It calls for 800 yards of lace weight, and I'm wondering, I have to look at the pattern, but I'm wondering if it works this way, which I think it does. Mm-hmm. And if it does, then I can probably knit until I run out, type of deal. But this is the pattern I was given from Kimberly, Thistles. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And I was given it too.
And Wendy was given it as well. And I was given a couple of other patterns, and I apologize. I didn't do any show notes today, bad me. I will write the patterns and the names of the people who gave them to me and have them for next week, but I do appreciate it. So
a lot of people know that one of the things Knitpurlgurl did is come up with the concept of random active patterning Tuesday.
Yep.
And so a lot of people random act of patterned people. I did a few people on Tuesday morning after I got back from the dog. Not you, because I can give you stuff all the time, but I didn't want you to feel bad. But people that I don't normally do little special things for, I sent out a few little special messages just to tell people thank you for being the people that they are. But I got a couple of things randomly wrapped to me. I got Monday Morning Cardigan by Laura Chow. This is a nice cardigan. I love she's Cosmic Pluto. I love her designs. And that was from Scarlet Owl. And this has been languishing in my queue for some time. So this would actually make a really great hand spun sweater because it's very plain.
Plain, right. It just, what is it, like a ribbon?
It's just a rib, yeah.
Yeah.
It would make a good hand spun sweater. Maybe that'll be the next, I don't know what I'm going to do, what is it called again? Flower pot and fern, no. Whatever it is. Flower Shop Inferno, Atomic Flower Pot. I can't remember the name.
Flower Shop Inferno.
Flower Shop Inferno. Maybe I'll do that sweater. I haven't quite decided. I got this one, Suki, by Miriam Pike from Candyland, who has been such a generous and lovely person towards us and our podcast that I just
She gave me a
her.
pattern. I can't remember the pattern, but Candyland gave me a pattern.
Thank you, Candy.
I think it was a couple of Christmas dolls or something.
I am really excited to cast this on 2 colors. I think I'm going to do it out of Sundara. Ooh. And I think it'll be really pretty. That's going to get cast on soon. Yeah, now that I spin, I feel like I can use my precious yarns. The next thing that I got is from my friend Kathy 02125, who is a friend on the internet, but she is also a friend in real life. Because I've met her in person and I VCAN with her, so I know her face. Hi, Kathy. And she gave me Nanook. And I freaking love this so much. I cannot wait to knit it. It's really, I just think it looks so cozy and comfortable and relaxed. And I want to knit that too from something in Stash. And then I met Knitter2 on Tuesday night VKN. And she was just lovely to me. I was feeling very down on Tuesday evening for obvious reasons, and she made me feel a lot better. And she sent me this, which has been languishing in my queue forever, the lizard sock. And now that somebody, who was it that told me to turn Colorwork socks inside out when I worked them?
Yeah, I don't remember, but it was.
A viewer told me to do that, and now
it's on our thread too, the same.
Now that I know about doing that, I'm kind of excited to cast these on. And I'm thinking of doing them in 2 colors of Zoberball, blue and green. Do the lizard and green, and because that's what I had originally bought that Zoberball to do.
The colorwork.
Yep. So I might cast those on soon too, because I'm very excited. Oh, I see that the ink was kind of dying on this pattern too. My printer went out of ink when I was printing everything out.
Oh.
And then Crosswords at the Coffee Shop, which is the pattern by Carrie Steinmetz, was gifted to me by librarian Kate 7578, and I also met with her on VKN on Tuesday night, and she was likewise really lovely and really sweet to make me feel a little less beat up. So you guys, thank you so much. These are all things that I'm going to love knitting, and I love it that this was an outpouring that happened because of Carrie. And I know that wherever she is probably smiling down on how many people are wrapping patterns every Tuesday. So, that's awesome. So that's it for my Bubbles and Bling.
Okay. Just an added thing, I got my shipping notice for my last Blue Moon Fiber Arts.
Exciting.
And actually, I have a coupon that I got to use too. I got to use that before, I think, the end of the year, possibly.
What's that from?
It's from the club. They give you a 20% off coupon for one item, I think. You better check it out. I hope it's not before the end of today.
Yeah, you better check that out.
Yeah.
You better get on that, sister.
And then we're off to Gossip and Innuendo.
String of Pearls test knit is finally completed. I had several different sizes, several different versions tested by, I think I had 4 test knitters who were able to complete it. So I think it's in pretty good shape. They found some errata that needed to be fixed. So hopefully I'll get that out. It's not going to be a very expensive pattern because it's just 2 versions of a hat. So it's there for people who want to look at that. And the short row heel tutorial, hopefully that I'm going to be able to have time to do that this weekend. I really want to do it because I want to get those socks off the needles because they're really awesome, and also I'm seriously kind of excited about casting on those lizard socks.
Are you?
I know I'm going to be regretting that like there is no tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, I am going to be sorry that I ever cast them on, but right now I'm like, that sounds really cool. I feel like doing color work.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I did, my brother was looking at the hat that I made from Zachary, the Peace Hine hat, because I have to actually still finish the tassels.
Yeah.
So I have it on the counter to remind me to do that, because it is kind of getting cold for it.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid that he's going to lose it. For all that work. So my brother's like, how does the yarn do it? How do they, because it's the gradient. He goes, how do they do the yarn? I said, well, they spread it out and they gradient tie. And he goes, no, I understand that. How about the white part? I said, well, the white part was done by me.
So he totally thought that they dyed the yarn, and as you knit it, it just magically formed a peace sign pattern. Wow.
There are people, the one who's a woman with the socks, that she does that. You know, she does little scenes with those socks.
Yes.
But I'm like, no, I did that, Bobby. I said, if you look in the back, I said, I knit 5 in one color and then maybe 3 in another. And he's like, oh, all right. I'm like, I said, like, thanks for taking all my work and shoving it out the window there. So, of course, when I was talking to Zachary about doing the braids, he goes, I want them down to, like, here. And he points down to his belly. I'm like, yeah, they'll be down to here. Like, you're not having.
Well, you know, he wants the braids so he can, like, flip them back like Cher hair.
I know. But I'm like, yeah, no. What is that sound?
That is my heater. It's the air in my heater as the steam comes up. I have steam forced. It's not forced air. It's
forced hot air.
No, it's
forced water.
It's steam heat.
Okay, it sounds really weird.
And so there's like these little like air pressure release gauges, and it goes.
Remember the Harry Potter segment where they had to pull those roots out and they're screeching?
Only it's not that loud. It's
no,
just
it's
a
not.
Faint whistle. Yeah. So.
You think that's all?
I think that's all. You know, God bless Carrie Steinmetz. We're gonna miss you.
Yeah, we are.
And my heart goes out to everybody who is grieving that loss. It does. Carrie, I'm going to eat a couple of modern pastry cannoli in your honor the next time I am in Medford. Because that was our plan. I was going to buy it.
Okay.
Because she wanted to go there when she was in town the last time, and she didn't make it. And I said, when you come up to my house, I'm going to buy a big box of modern pastry for you. So we'll eat some and you can take some home. So I'm going to do that for you, Carrie.
On that note, everyone have a good week. Enjoy your family and friends.
Yes. Make sure that you love and appreciate them as much as you can. And your animals. They don't last forever.
Unfortunately not.
And you know what? On behalf of me and my family and everyone, I hope next week is a better week for everybody.
It will be. It will be. On that note, everyone, have a good week.
Yep.
Knit
Knit with heart. Bye.